universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be at the moment you're supposed to be there.
It looks like the Men in Black franchise might not be done just yet, because word has gotten out that a new untitled sequel could start filming as early as January 2025. Nothing has been officially confirmed by Sony, but the fact that production details are already floating around is enough to get people talking. The idea of another Men in Black movie makes sense, especially since the last one, Men in Black International, didn't exactly win over critics or audiences. That movie, which starred Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, barely managed to scrape by at the box office and only has a 23% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So it feels like the studio might be trying to redeem the franchise with another shot. The information about this new movie comes from productionlist.com, a site that regularly updates film and TV pre-production schedules. They listed an untitled Men in Black project set to start shooting in London early in 2025. Of course, there aren't any real plot details yet, so the summary currently uses placeholder text pulled from Men in Black International. Even though nothing's been made official, the timing of all this makes it sound like Sony doesn't want the series to end on such a sour note. Thinking back, the franchise has had quite a roller coaster history. The first Men in Black dropped in 1997 and instantly became a hit. Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones played Agents J and K, two members of a top-secret organization that keeps tabs on extraterrestrial activity on Earth. The movie combined humor, slick special effects, and a fresh spin on the alien invasion story. It was based on a comic book by Lowell Cunningham, and thanks to Rick Baker's Oscar-winning makeup effects and Smith's catchy theme song, it became a cultural phenomenon. It grossed almost $600 million worldwide against a budget of just $90 million, which was massive for the time, and it was enough to kick off a franchise that's still being talked about decades later. Naturally, a sequel followed in 2002 with Men in Black 2, but that one didn't land quite as well. A bunch of critics thought it recycled too many ideas from the first film and didn't bring anything new to the table. Because of that lukewarm reception, the franchise took a bit of a break. Then, in 2012, Men in Black 3 hit theaters, and that one was surprisingly successful. The long gap worked in its favor because people were ready for more, and it actually outperformed the original, pulling in over $650 million at the box office. At one point, there were even talks about making a fourth movie with Smith and Jones returning again. But instead, Sony decided to take the franchise in a new direction with Men in Black International in 2019. The idea was to refresh the brand with a new duo, so they cast Hemsworth and Thompson, who had already proven their chemistry in Thor Ragnarok. Unfortunately, audiences didn't really connect with them in this setting. Even though they worked well together on screen, the story didn't click, and the movie flopped both critically and financially. Many fans felt like it stripped away the charm of the originals, and it almost seemed like the franchise had reached the end of the line. But here's the thing. Men in Black has always been a valuable property for Sony, and studios rarely leave profitable franchises on the shelf for long. That's why it's not surprising that rumors of another installment keep surfacing. And it's not just talk of a straightforward sequel either, because there's also that long-discussed crossover with the 21 Jump Street movies. Back in 2014, leaked Sony emails revealed plans for a movie that would blend the two franchises. By 2016, it was even officially announced under the title MIB 23, with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill expected to reprise their roles from Jump Street. The idea of mashing up these two very different worlds actually intrigued a lot of people because it sounded so out of left field that it could work. Imagine Tatum and Hill's bumbling undercover cops being recruited by the Men in Black to help stop an alien invasion. That's a setup with plenty of comedic potential. However, despite the announcement, the project never got off the ground. Hill and Tatum got busy with other commitments, and the script, which Rodney Rothman was reportedly working on, stalled. Still, Tatum has hinted that the script for MIB 23 is one of the best he's ever read, and he suggested that there's still hope the project might happen someday. Hollywood is full of surprises. So some fans speculate that the untitled Men in Black project scheduled for 2025 could actually turn out to be this long-awaited crossover. If that's the case, it could definitely breathe new life into the franchise, especially since it combines two fan-favorite universes into one. Meanwhile, Will Smith's potential involvement is another hot topic. He hasn't officially said he's returning, but earlier this year, he showed up at Coachella dressed as Agent J and performed the Men in Black theme song with J Balvin. That little stunt sparked a wave of speculation that he's gearing up for a comeback. After all, Smith has always been such a central part of the series' identity, and seeing him back in black would give the franchise a huge boost. When you look at the numbers, Men in Black International grossed just over $250 million worldwide, which isn't terrible, but it's far from impressive considering the size of the budget and the franchise's track record. For comparison, the original trilogy films each pulled in significantly more. So, even though Sony hasn't officially confirmed Men in Black 5, it feels inevitable. Sony has a pattern of reviving its properties, like what it did with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and its ongoing Marvel spin-offs, so it wouldn't make sense for them to leave this one behind. That being said, nobody knows what the story of the next film will actually be. There's no official synopsis, but the franchise has always thrived on blending sci-fi with comedy, so there's a bunch of directions it could go. Men in Black 3 already toyed with time travel, so maybe a new sequel could push that concept further, taking the agents into the future or exploring even crazier timelines. Another possibility is expanding on the strange reveal from Men in Black 2, where it turned out the entire universe was just sitting in a locker at a giant alien train station. That kind of weird, mind-bending twist has always been part of the franchise's charm, so fans would likely welcome more of that. Of course, there's also the simpler route: stick to the classic formula of introducing a new alien threat and having the Men in Black save the day. That's basically what worked in the first 3 films, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to lean back on it, especially if the movie brings back Smith or even Jones in some capacity. Although there's no denying that International hurt the brand, the Men in Black series is still remembered fondly. Beyond the movies, it even spawned an animated TV series in the late 90s, which ran for several seasons and built a dedicated fan base. The franchise also had video games, toys, and of course, the unforgettable image of Agents J and K in their black suits and sunglasses. All of this shows that there's still a lot of goodwill toward the concept, even if the last movie stumbled. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments section below.